We do have one confirmation, kind of. It's a refutation, more-ish. It's a little bit of both. Oh, hello nerds! We are doing a quickie episode today. Last episode was huge, got to kind of make up and actually covered a whole lot of ground, so it ate into this episode a little bit. Anyway, episode's quick, we're gonna do the thing. Thank you for joining me, I'm Dustin. This is Genuinely Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerdom. Please don't forget to click the thumbs up and let me know that you like what's going on here on the channel, and we're just gonna jump into the news. So real quick, housekeeping and shoutouts. This is going to be a quick episode. It is what it is because last episode was huge. I'm still actually dealing with the fallout of the last episode. This episode's just going to be quick, keep you up to speed on the news kind of thing, a little less on the social media for this episode. Anyway, so housekeeping is related to shoutouts today in that there are a few people who have gotten the shoutouts who are following on the social medias who are not necessarily following on the YouTube. If you want to contribute to the show, you will add another shoutout to your name. If you want a regular shoutout on the show, that is what the Patreon is for. So be sure you are heading over to patreon.com/generallynerdy and getting a producer credit or something along those lines. I think it was the $5 tier is the regular shout out tier. You get higher than that and you get more contribution credit and so on and so forth. So that being said, I'm still staying in the vein of housekeeping. We are still doing the push. We are definitely moving towards the goal. So thank you very much, nerds, for subscribing and following and doing all of the things on all of the socials. If you have not yet, please, maybe today is the day that I earn that from you because we are trying to increase the amount of quality content that we can create here on the channel. And the more followers and social media things that I have, then the more people will take me seriously so we can score some quality interviews that I'm not at the mercy of a comic book convention for, availability and so on and so forth. So shoutouts are as follows. We have on Instagram, we have joostin, Justin something, _, joostin, _. Thank you for the follow and for all the likes, sir. I see you. If you want to contribute, again, please feel free and I will throw you another shout out. Greg.arabie is the other follower on Instagram. Thank you, Greg. On Gettr, we have Jessmbaum. Welcome to the fold, Jess. And then on TikTok, Sugar Doodle, spelled with an SH and an underscore between the words. And then we also have Lucas _cross 123. Thank you, nerds, for the follow. Even though this is going to be a quick episode, we do have at least a little bit in every section. Music, as per usual, is one of the larger sections. So, we don't have any follow-ups or corrections. We do have some new music to talk about. Animals as Leaders has released a new single and music video linked down in the description. Animals as Leaders is one of the most interesting, aggressive prog acts right now. Little three-piece, no vocals if you don't know. Definitely crazy math going on behind those fingers. This is definitely a video worth checking out. I have yet to watch it myself, but Animals as Leaders never disappoints, so I don't anticipate this is going to be a bad thing at all. I know I kind of buried the lead. The name of the song is Monomyth, and they have announced alongside the release of this new song that they have signed a new record deal with Sumerian freaking Records. That's awesome. That's pretty freaking awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to see what they bring forward from here. Next, we have one of my favorite newer bands. Avatar has released not one, but two new singles and videos for both of them. I think only one of them was like a proper video, and the other one I think was a lyric video. Again, haven't fully watched both of them, either of them, because I'm, things in the YouTubes and the stuff and the hey. So the first one is called Going Hunting. The second one is called Barren Cloth Mother. And these are attached to a larger announcement that they have signed signed with a new record label. The new record label is called 30 Tigers. 30 Tigers has allowed them their own personal imprint. The Black Waltz Recordings, is that right? Yeah, Black Waltz Records is their own personal imprint. So they are apparently hard at work on another record. I believe we've actually talked about that here on the channel. So hopefully soon, now that we've got 2 freaking singles, we will be seeing them again. And then we have Asking Alexandria has released a song called Alone Again. They also are announcing a new record. It is called See What's on the Inside, set to release on October 1st. And then Whitechapel, one of my, again, favorite new metal bands, or newer, I guess. Whitechapel's been around for a little while. Whitechapel, the new song is called Lost Boy. The new record is called Kin, and that will be released on October 29th. Okay, so we have no tours to talk about right now because the world is in turmoil and people are still adapting. But we do have some new news from As I Lay Dying. And this one actually is a confirmation of a rumor, but we didn't talk about the rumor when it happened a little over a year ago because things were kind of weird. Either way, As I Lay Dying's guitarist, Nick Hipa, has officially announced that he has left the band. And not only that, but very interestingly, he has also personally distanced himself from people who he grew up with. So this is pretty significant. He kind of was being vague with the reasons. He was using a lot of words, but all of those words were really just trying to mask what he was trying to say. And it kind of sort of sounds like he still is having issues with Tim, at least Tim's status in the world and also status in the band. This is probably me just reading into it, but that's definitely what it seems like he was trying to imply without saying as much in his actual words. So if anything else comes from this, we will probably be keeping tabs on it. But as that stands right now, that is what we have for the music section. Gaming and tech is quick. We only have one piece of gaming news. No tech news to speak of. We do have a Transformers piece, though. Transformers is getting a tabletop RPG. It is coming from Renegade Game Studios, and it will be out March 2022. There was no specific day in March given, but still, that's pretty freaking awesome. All you tabletop players out there, this is gonna be great, I feel like. I don't see how this could go bad, though I'm sure they will find a way if there is one. And then we also have only one piece in comic books, which kind of seems to be a trend recently because they don't really announce new books all that often. Either way, we do have our first look at Jonathan Hickman's swan song with the X-Men books. It is X-Men Inferno. We have made that announcement before. This, though, is the trailer for it. Definitely go watch this, see what kind of craziness is coming to Krakoa, because I'm interested. This is the only thing on Marvel's side of things right now that I'm super interested in, and it's probably largely due to Hickman, but that's just me. Let's move on. TV streaming, we do have one follow-up here. Unsolved Mysteries Season 3, or Volume 3, I guess, is coming out this summer of 2022. So note on your, there's no exact day in the summer of 22, so we can't really put our calendars down. But either way, once we have the exact day, I will follow up one more time. But we do know it is coming, so that's pretty awesome. We also have one new trailer. Doom Patrol Season 3 trailer has dropped. Go watch that for some Brendan Fraser awesome. And then our one piece of news has to do with Netflix, and they're doing their first annual TADUM event. I'm assuming it's going to be an annual event because that's the way they were painting it, though those words were never explicitly relayed to us. But September 25th is going to be the TADUM event, and people are actually encouraged to stream and to react in real time. Netflix has included a link. You can find that down in the show notes. You can check out how you can sign up to be part of the program so you can be an official co-streamer with Netflix. That's kind of huge, I feel like. But that's all we have for TV streaming. Movie section is our largest section, but only by a little bit. We do have one follow. Actually, it's a bunch of follow-ups. It's one category of follow-ups, but it's new movie release dates. Everything's getting bumped again. Dang it. And this is actually feeding into some rumors, which we get to into the rumors section, but we do have some new release dates. So Top Gun Maverick is moving from November 19th of this year to May 27th of next year. Then we have Mission Impossible 7 is moving from May 27th to September 30th of next year. We also have Jackass Forever is moving from October 22nd of this year to February 4th of next year. And then we have Ghostbusters Afterlife is moving just 1 week back. It's going from the 11th of November to the 19th of November. Not a big deal there, but probably a little bit better situated to be a little further away from things that are coming out before it. And then everything after it, they can't really control. So things are moving, but only... I don't know. I feel like this might be for the better, and then we'll get to the rumored movings. If I didn't mention it here, I either didn't catch it, which is not super likely because I found a few lists, or it is only rumor. So hold your horses before you comment, and we'll get to that. So that is what we have there. Next, we're moving to trailers. We finally have our first Wheel of Time trailer over on Amazon. Link down in the description. Release date for this is November 19th. We also have to touch on the Mortal Kombat Battle for the Realms movie. So this is going to be my quickie video review because I don't think we're going to get an in-depth review of this thing. So jumping right off the bat, let's give you my overall letter grade for this movie, and it is a C+. That comes from a mythology standpoint. That comes from a storytelling standpoint. It's mostly, though, the mythology. Let's get into a little bit more detail real quick. That detail, without getting too spoilery, I did spoil it a little bit for myself. I did see a singular review before I walked into this. True Underdog, I appreciate you, bud. And his review was a little, definitely brought my expectations down. So it was better than expected, at least for the first 2 acts. The first 2 acts were a very interesting retelling of the events in the Mortal Kombat mythology from Mortal Kombat 2 all the way through Mortal Kombat Deception, with a little taste of Mortal Kombat X thrown in for flavor. But it was not a clean retelling. It was not a quality retelling. It was just an interesting retelling. Let's put it that way. Once we get into Act 3, everything kind of gets thrown off the rails, and that is where this movie absolutely falls apart for a Mortal Kombat fan. And if you're not doing this under-the-radar release for the fans, then who are you doing it for? If the first 2 acts were not as strong as they are, and they're not super strong, but if they were not as strong as they are, this would easily be a fail grade on this movie. So that being said, that is where I stand on Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms. And then our final piece of news, I honestly thought was rumor until I was able to confirm it from a legitimate source, and then the actual people involved put it up on their social media. So Black Canary is going to get her own DC Universe movie. This is another of the group of DC Universe movies that are going direct to HBO Max. So I mean, I don't know how, it just seems really weird because then we have a rumor, whatever, we'll get to the rumor. There's also a rumor around this. So we do have Journey Smollett coming back to play the role of Black Canary, and it is confirmed to be a continuation of the universe that was whatever universe that the Birds of Prey movie existed in, which was kind of the Snyderverse and kind of not. All at the same time, I don't know. It's a very strange situation that Warner Brothers has with their DC movies right now, and this is just furthering that strangeness, but it is apparently happening. So the writer on this is going to be Misha Green, who was the head writer, I believe, over on Lovecraft Country. So interesting to see what comes out of that as well. But that's all we got for movies, nerds. Rumor mill. All right, rumor mill is quick. We do have one confirmation, kind of. It's a refutation, more-ish. It's a little bit of both. It has to do with Spider-Man No Way Home and the inclusion of Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock, to be very specific. Charlie Cox has come out very recently and said, "Those are not my arms," in the trailer. So he's being very specific. And then in an interview recently, he was asked more directly, are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? And he said he didn't want to ruin anything in either direction. So what he's saying is, I don't want to tell people I'm not in it and ruin all of the fun of speculation. And he's also kind of saying, I don't want to tell people I am in it because then I'll get sued and I will never work for Disney again. So it honestly sounds like it might be a little bit more of the former, or the latter, and less of the former, but that is strictly speculation. Just watching the interview happen was like, all right, it seems like, and this is very much my nerd hopes just getting really high, but it seems like he's trying to hide something. So that is what we have there. So let's get into release date rumors. We do have two of them. Eternals and Venom are both, actually three. Eternals, Venom, and Morbius are all three being rumored to potentially get pushed back. The Morbius and Venom rumors are one rumor, and then the Eternals rumor is a different rumor. So if Shang-Chi does poorly this weekend, then the rumor goes that they're going to push Eternals back. For what reason, the rumor does not go on to say. It is presumed that it will be for reshoots so they can redo whatever was broken, according to how Shang-Chi goes. I really can't put a lot of stake into that part of it specifically. I do understand that if they get a poor turnout in physical theaters, then they're going to try and chalk it up to the Kuvi. So that may be potentially likely a reason to push it back, but editing to do some more reshoots, I don't buy that. So likelihood that Eternals will get bumped back, I think, is a little less than half. I'm gonna put that at about 40% likelihood, just because, yeah, sources and like, it seems like Disney's on this track to try and get things going, even if they have to take a couple of L's. The other rumor that is involved here is the Venom and Morbius rumor. So the rumor goes on to say that Morbius very well could be pushed back a little further, and Venom could take Morbius's spot, because Venom, you know, is supposed to come out sometime a little bit sooner than Morbius. This seems a little likely. I feel like Sony is not in the way of wanting to take a couple L's in the process of trying to restart the video or the movie economy. So I feel like that's a little bit more likely. We're going to put that one just over halfway there. We're going to go about 60% on that. Our final piece for the entire episode is that Black Canary rumor that I was teasing just a moment ago. In the movie section, Black Canary, the rumor goes that she will be the new leader of the Justice League. Why would this, so the reason I cringe is because this kind of lines up with some of the checklist garbage that we've been dealing with for the last little while. Part of the reason why the theatrical releases are not doing so well is because of all of this, because they're not doing actual comic book things, they're doing more social justice minded things. And while I totally understand the logic or the desire behind it, there is no logic behind it. Anyway, this is going to go a little bit higher than I want it to, but there is one big thing playing against this rumor, and that is the fact that it is getting released exclusively to HBO Max. There is no planned release, as far as I can see at this moment in time. There is no planned theatrical release for this Black Canary movie, which means probably not going to be a significant part of the DC movie universe going forward. I could be wrong, but again, if they're continuing something that is even kind of related to the Snyderverse with this movie, also another thing playing against it in this rumor. So rumor likelihood, I'm putting this one at I talked myself up just slightly, 35% likelihood that this is a legitimate rumor. Though the Black Canary movie happening honestly took me by surprise anyway. So anything is freaking possible at this point. But that's what we've got for you today, nerds. In this episode, What did I miss? What should we talk about in the next one? Let me know in the comments down below. If though you want to go deeper in the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net, patreon.com/generallynerdy to get behind the paywall, join the producers credits, and so on and so forth. Thank you very much, nerds. If you're falling behind in your nerd news, you want to catch up, you can click tap the box right there to the side of my face, or check out the clip show. If you want to just catch these things in pieces, then that is a place to go do that. Thank you very much, nerds. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.